I'm just going to do a little bit of pressing away from the spine, walking my hands up and down the erectors, a little bit into the QL. I got my right hand in the top of her glute at the top of the hip, giving a nice stretch. And I'm always kind of walking one palm at a time, changing the position, moving lower down in the glute, moving higher or lower with my other hand. To just give a nice cross-body stretch. Let the hip feel like, hey, I'm here, we're getting warm.
I like that bottom hand.
It's always a nice sweet spot. So right now my hand is basically right on her bone, right on her leg bone here.
Getting all those beautiful attachments. Delicious booty attachments.
And my last palm on this hand will be in the middle of her hamstring, kind of at the top. And a nice one here, right above the QL. I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. This is just a real basic warm up, just giving a little bit of space between the muscles and the attachments. Once again, my left hand now is going to be at the top of her hip. Ooh, yeah, I can tell the difference in the two hips. Right hand is going to be giving a little space. Basically, my pinky is just at the bottom of her shoulder blade. But depending on how big your hands are, me giving you that bony landmark won't really matter. Feel free to kind of explore as you're going hand to hand and pressing in opposite directions. If you're lucky, your receiver will make little noises or thumb you up and let you know you're doing good. I hear Danielle, she likes it.
I do like it. It feels so good.
So you can see that big old glute max, the glute medius. You can see how all these supporting muscles interlock and work together. And there's the yummy one. Pressing down that big head of the leg. All those, I almost said yummy attachments. I don't know why that's my word of choice today, guys, but I hope you weren't like trying to be on a diet too, because I'm just going to get you going. Oh. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a psoas stretch. The first option I'm going to show you, because we have about 5-ish, maybe 8-ish before it's time for us to change, because we like to do 2 30-minute trades. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure my receiver has enough space between her knees. Naturally, the receiver will just automatically change and give a little space, but I just like to make sure. So first things first, I'm just going to cross her feet and give her a little quad stretch. Just say, all right. Is that enough, Danielle?
Yeah.
As we said, she's been working out. Hill walker. Right? Some people, you could push their feet all the way to their glutes. Some people, maybe you'd stop here. With Danielle, we're about in the midline. And she's growling at me.
It's like super inflexible.
It's all good.
It should be more flexible.
We don't need to be flexible. We just want those muscles to be a little warmed up before we do a deep stretch. You know, it'll be, so it's not shocking. So once I feel like I've done a nice little stretch, and while we were doing that, you could have pushed on the toes a little bit. I'm not big into toe work. I'm like, stay off my toes, homie. So I don't tend to work too much on people's toes unless they're into that biz. So I'm going to cross one foot underneath the other. I'm just going to give some easy compressions along the opposing hamstring, kind of in the IT band slightly. It's where it's where the hamstring's connecting in to the IT band, just to give a little attention.